guys, Miss Chris here. So this video we are going to talk about the running stitch, which is just your basic embroidery stitch and one that is great to practice to get those stitches perfected, to practice making small stitches, make them evenly spaced, make them straight, all those things, the 4 S's that we're going to talk about in this video. So come in a little bit closer and let's take a look at the running stitch up close. Okay guys, here we are. I'm going to teach you how to do the running stitch. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to thread our needle. If you missed this little, or if you need a refresher, go ahead and refer back to the last video, or I'll do it for you in a little bit slower motion. You're going to tie a knot, and again, I show this in a little bit slower motion on the last video as well. So you're going to tie your knot, and then we're going to take our 2 pieces that we want to sew together, and you can choose to either clip them or pin them. So this is how you would do it if you chose to pin. I prefer pins because I'm just used to working with them, but sometimes your floss can get snagged on one or the other of the ends, and it's a little frustrating. So if you would rather do a clip, that's fine too. The only thing about clips is you have to remove them when you get to that spot with your thread, but either is fine. So let's go ahead. We've got our knot in our floss. It's doubled. So I have 2 strands doubled, which ultimately makes 4 strands, but we're going to start at the back of our work. You're going to come up from the back, and we're just going to go up and down, and I like to remember the 4 S's as we're sewing. You want to make your stitches small. You want to make your stitches straight. We want them to be about the same size, and we want them to be evenly spaced. So if you can remember those 4 things, small, straight, all the same size, and evenly spaced, you will be doing great. So let's take a little look here and see how I'm doing. Okay, that's kind of what you're shooting for. And if yours don't look exactly like mine, no worries. You just need to, the more you practice, the straighter your stitches will get. And at this point, I also want to turn my work over and see how it's looking on the back to make sure I don't have any tangles going on, because this would be the time I would want to fix it if I did, okay? And I'm also going to let my needle dangle with the thread on it, or the floss, to get it untangled or to untwist so that we prevent any tangles. So we're just going to keep on working up and down, looking for those small, straight, same sized, evenly spaced stitches. Okay, and this is your running stitch. Your running stitch is probably the most common stitch that you're going to use, and it's a great way to attach 2 pieces of fabric together. The other ones that I like to use when we're sewing things together would be a blanket stitch, which I'll teach you later, and the whip stitch, which I will also teach you later. But for now, we're going to work on the running stitch. I'm going to go ahead and take that off, because I think it's, the reason we want to use pins or clips is so that your fabric doesn't shift around as you're working on it, because then it tends to, it gets crooked and then it doesn't lay nice. That's what we're looking for. Okay, I'm going to untwist my floss again. I'm going to check the back again to make sure we're looking good. We're good. So we're going to continue on. And when I get to the end of my floss here, I'm going to show you how to tie a knot. Okay, so here we are. You can see I came up that much short, and that's okay, because I can't continue on with this much floss it's not going to make it, and that's not going to leave me enough to tie a knot. So I'm going to find the last little stitch here that I did. We're going to go right under there. With the loop, I'm going to put my needle through there, give it a tug, and I've got a little bit of a loop there, and that doesn't even matter because it's going to be inside on the back. Nobody will ever see it. I'm going to do that twice and clip my floss. And this is what we've got. And we'll go ahead and finish that up in our next video. But that is your running stitch. Okay? Okay, so now you know how to do the running stitch, which you probably already did anyway, but this will give you some little tips and tricks to practice it, and in the next video, I'm going to give you your project that you can start working on and get that running stitch down perfectly. So I'll see you next time.